And you're giving her a hard time.
Well, midnight headlight, blindly on a rainy night, steep grade up ahead, slow me down and making no time. I gotta keep it rolling. Those windshield wipers slapping out the tempo, break the rhythm with the song on the radio.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the podcast. Coming up on the end of the year, not my end of year podcast yet, but I'm stoked to have these guys with me. I have the Gig Economy podcast guys. If you are not familiar, you should check them out. Their link is in the description of wherever you're watching this or listening to it right now. It is in there already. So give them a listen, give them a checking out. Always a good conversation when I go over there or you come here, and I got both you guys today. So what's up, Jason and Larry?
What's going on, Steve?
It's nice to be on here. Thank you for having us.
I
saw you were on our last show and someone made a comment. I really like you guys together. You guys should do more stuff together. I'm like, hey, guess what? We're gonna do a show on
now that you mention it.
Yeah, exactly.
And to whoever said it, we have.
Yeah. I appreciate Steve filling in for me last week too. At the last second there, I had somewhat of a family emergency with my mom going in the hospital, so I appreciate Steve stepping in. And I hated leaving Jason in a lurch, man, because it was like 30 minutes before the show or something. I mean, it
was an hour.
It was an hour. Okay, it wasn't a lot of time. I knew that. I got out of my PT session and got a text from my sisters like, "Hey, I'm taking mom to the hospital. I think she's had a stroke." And I was like, "Oh my gosh."
Yeah.
So appreciate that, Steve.
Yeah, no worries. I mean, luckily for me, I do have guests, but sometimes I roll alone. So if a guest doesn't show, they're just never invited back, but I can still make the show happen.
There you go. You're a blackballed.
Right? Like, I'm sorry, I probably had to cancel. I didn't cancel. You're just not invited back. We're straight, dude. So we got some topics here. I'm actually stoked because Jason and I got into last week a little bit, which was an idea I'd been building on. And then we also saw this week the Dash Now for All carried out that I'd been talking about for months that people were questioning. And now everybody's talking about it and some of the bad that comes with it and whatnot, but it rolls into my idea. But before we even went there, I needed to bring up Waymo. I need to ask you guys. I'm not here to do my normal ripping, guys. I don't have videos. I'm not going to slam them today. That's not what this is. I want to know what these guys' take on Waymo is, because now seeing Waymos in Denver, and I'm talking there's 4. They're not allowed to take passengers. They have a driver in them. So you barely ever see them. Number one, it's all fake. It's all PR stunts and BS. They don't work. They're on their 5th recall, and they already have a 6th and 7th recall issued. So they're fixing the software and they're putting it back on the road before they recall it again. I'm like, why don't you just fix it all?
You're talking about the ones just in Denver or all of them?
Dude, they had what? I mean, whatever. It was like 30. Yeah, it was their whole fleet.
Oh, I don't remember seeing any. I mean,
the 5th recall that I'm talking about that had all of them recalled is because of the school buses. You guys have talked about that.
Yeah.
So,
and then of course I'm sure everybody's seen the story where they had the power outage in LA the other day, and all the stoplights went out and the Waymos had no idea what to do. So they had to send people out there physically to drive them back.
Yeah.
I mean, that's terrible. Like this, you wouldn't happen with a human driver. We could navigate that, right?
But don't you think that, again, I mean, okay, I have to rip a little because honestly, like Waymo, like they're putting these out in the public, and yes, they're not in the masses. When I was flying to Austin all the time, I saw there has probably the most. In San Francisco and LA might have more, or Phoenix, but Austin isn't the biggest town, so you notice them more. You see them all over the place. And they're also all beat up. Whenever you guys see a picture of one that's nice, no, they have like dents in them, and the LiDAR's like crooked, and they're all beat up. But like in cities like this, or what Larry's talking about, like a school bus puts I was saying that I could put my son into the car before he'd ever drove one, tell him to just drive. I don't know how to drive. Just drive down the street. I don't care. Even he would know at a stop bus to stop. It blinks, a stop sign pops out, it's yellow, there's lights. Like that is, I mean, it should be coded in, but that's number one. That should just, I mean, how are you having this issue? Why is this a problem?
That's embarrassing.
That's hard to miss.
Right. I mean, it's a red light. I was like, any other place that I see a red light in my life, in the world, we stop.
Especially flashing. Yeah.
And then same thing in Phoenix, Scottsdale area, they evade police. They've been doing this for 3 years now. You know, I mean, so like they have an issue with authority for one. And
don't we all?
Well, we all do, but they're robots, dude.
Yeah.
This is what my problem with the robot apocalypse is because we're all going to say what Larry just said. Well, they're, you know, don't we all like, but they're not one of us. They're a robot, dude. They shouldn't be thinking. They should just be thinking how to do their job.
I actually don't think the cars are as robotic that you think they are, like that you're worried about. I personally don't think that is. I don't think there's a ton of stuff in there that's to the point where like they're going to start thinking from themselves. I honestly
no. But their learning modules aren't learning. I mean, clearly, the school bus thing alone should be transmitting back to the entire Waymo network. This is a must. All of you need to do this. If you see a yellow bus, these weird buses with little people on them, stop. Just stop.
Yeah, it doesn't seem difficult.
It does not. Yeah. I mean, it's a big, giant yellow vehicle. It's not like you're going to mistake it for something else. And then throw the flashing red light out there on top of that. It should not be that hard to program that in.
And to go to what Larry was saying about the LA thing, like during a power outage, why wouldn't the Waymo just self-retreat back to its charging station?
Yeah, I don't understand that either. They got vacuums that vacuum your floor that when the battery gets low, it goes back to the charging station.
Yeah, I mean, any
why is it wandering around going, hey, where's everybody?
So what happened?
So what was the issue with them? Because they obviously have their own power.
But the street light, there were no street lights. And so it didn't know what to do with traffic and the intersections. And,
you treat it like a four-way stop.
Well, we know that.
Well, why is that not coded in?
Obviously they don't, because they did not.
I mean,
they were causing traffic jams where they had to have on-site. Some of the people who monitor from the monitoring stations had to go on-site, who'd never have to go on-site because their on-site teams were all booked.
Yeah,
that's embarrassing.
And like they basically, you know, it's like one of those things we've seen it before. Like they triangulate or whatever, and they can't move. Literally, it's like you can't figure this one out. You pull out, and then the other two can go, and they just kind of sit there and go back. And like it's embarrassing that they have to have somebody come and manually push it out of the road. It's like a go-kart.
Don't they navigate that when they're at a light and it's blinking left? They're in the turn lane. And they have to wait for cars. Can't they navigate a four-way stop?
Right. Logically, if there's no power, you would think it'd just be like roads where there's no stoplights. People, you know,
that's a good point.
They figure it out, but something
sign
happened and it didn't because they shut down.
I mean, we have them, you know, like other cities are starting to talk about highway stuff. So you see it, but it's been in Arizona for a while. They can get on the highway, and on the highway, there's one highway that's 4 lanes, and a lot of the reports that were written up by police officers are that if it's in the left lane, so the faster lane of either north or south on this highway, then there's a double bar. There's never a time where it's like, or double line. There's never a time where it's okay to take a left off. It's a highway. Yeah. And the Waymos get behind cars in the faster lane and go around them in the oncoming traffic lane.
Yeah, they'll pass them on the left.
I mean, it's stuff like this where I'm like, you can't be in public. You cannot, this is not acceptable testing, as they call it.
Yeah. It's like there's such a push to get them out there. Like, we'll get them out there and then we'll fix stuff.
Yeah.
It's like all, you know, these companies with software all the time, they just want to be first. We don't have to be the best. We just have to be the first. We can fix it and patch it later. But let's just get something out there.
Or sell it. Watch. It's not in 10 years. It's not going to be. There is going to be no Waymo. Right. Waymo's going to be owned by somebody else, and the company Waymo is going to have a ton of money from the data that they made scanning cities and things like that. But they're not. when I see them, I don't even, and when I've been in them, I don't even feel like that they're worthy of like being a car. First of all, it's $150,000 car. It's a $240,000 package to have the LiDAR and the sensors and the, I mean, you're talking about close to a $500,000 car. And in Arizona, they got the Waymos doing $2 DoorDashes.
Yeah. And then, you know, you have something, some kind of protest or something, and they just destroy them.
Yeah. They have the dots, those things that look like the little red cars for kids. You guys have seen them. Yeah. But they also are using the Waymo technology. Again, this is why I say it's PR. Because is anybody in the world supposed to believe that a $2 no-tip DoorDash order is going to be, you can do 2 an hour? Yeah. We all know this. Yeah. So $4 an hour, you're going to pay that Waymo off?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's $500,000, guys.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry. That's just not true.
It does not compute.
But yeah, I mean, everything they do is just PR. Like hear them having 4, and then in March they will have been here 6 months, and they'll be able to apply for passenger license. If they get that, they'll still have a fleet of under 10.
Really?
When you're talking about like the percentage, it's like 0.00001% of US rides are done through Waymo.
Yeah, of course. It seems bigger because we're seeing it all over the news and stuff like that. But yeah, it is still a small portion.
And that's my point. As they release to, like, they say, we're in Detroit, we're in Philly, and
they're coming to Nashville.
And they only have 4 of them or 5 of them here mapping. They're not really here, but even the ones here are having issues. That's a bad sign. And as they keep expanding, even with 4 or 5 testing the market, they're going to get more and more bad PR. It's always been good PR, but I think they're into a new wave of, they're going to get a lot of bad PR, like that bus thing. They hit a kid, watch this thing go nuts.
Yeah. If they hit it quick. Yeah.
I mean, they killed that cat.
Well,
and I mean, people took that too far, even for San Francisco people. Yeah. Like, I love you, California, but I'm just saying,
bro, you're just killing like a big portion of your audience.
They know that's how I feel.
But like, are you, when it comes to Waymo though, like, are you totally against it, or are you just saying you don't think it's ready for mainstream?
Man, I this might even come back to you. I have said forever. You got so much land between, like, if you guys know the line of Phoenix down to Tucson, Arizona, from that highway all the way to the California border is just nothing. Right. Like what they're trying to test in Phoenix, it's nothing. Go build a city and let every autonomous vehicle company that ever wants a license in the United States operate there. Make them all operate at once to see if they even can work together.
Yeah, but they need people.
Why? To do $2 deliveries for DoorDash?
No, but they need people crossing the street, jaywalking. They need those.
So you can have that all be in that city. Just have, like, remember the movie with Will Smith where he they got the monsters pop up and then the little girl with the ice cream cone, and you just have things pop up and do things
like the little training cities they do for the police officer.
Like fake weather on a road.
Well, they should hire Mr. Beast from the Beast games. He created a whole damn city for that freaking show. They should hire him.
Yeah. So I don't know.
What
I don't think is, by no means. I mean, first of all, they don't meet any standards. They don't. The LiDAR is a 3-year life. And we know that after like a year, it actually, if it has dust or tough weather, it has a harder time reading. And that's what's going to see a kid running across the road or something. Yeah. But so all the parts, they're just wastes of money at this point. So again, why not just, I mean, you shouldn't be live testing. You're not ready. I mean, it doesn't understand a school bus. It should not be on the road.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you on that, but I mean, for the most part, it's pretty safe.
Because there's so few. When you look at the grand scale, it seems safe because there's so few.
Yeah, but they're doing so many rides a week in San Francisco. They're doing like 200,000 rides a week.
I don't know.
I mean, you say there's so few, but I mean, I don't know if that's the exact stat, but it's an insane amount of rides in San Francisco, and they're pretty. I mean, they don't have the incidents.
But do you remember too? The San Francisco Waymos work on a routing system. So you can't get from this place, like their bar districts or whatever. You would pick up here. You can't get to your house door. You can get 3 blocks from it where it drops you off.
Oh, interesting. I know it had.
They're like bus routes, and the mayor, the police chief, and the fire department and the fire chief all want them out of the city.
Really?
Well, of course, especially when you see the videos of them just sitting there with their dicks in their hands, not literally.
But also, it should be a big eye opener to everybody that they're self-insured. They can't find an insurance company to understand what they're doing. They fought the DMV. We all have our public records out there on the DMV. Everything about us has to be out there. Because of trade secrets, they sued the California DMV, and they're not allowed to have or make their data public to people. Yet they are driving on public streets, and every other person on a public street is in the database of the DMV.
Yeah, that is strange.
This is a Supreme California court case that they won in 2022. They said, no, we're going to sue the DMV, and they said, what? And they won.
That's because Newsom wants to, he wants it to happen there. You know what I mean?
I'm just saying that the briefcases of money. I mean, if you, the term follow the money as these things. All the places where they are, the governments, even here, took major briefcases of money.
Sure.
Yeah. I mean, and I'm sure they're given dossiers. They're not like, hey, look at this thing's awesome and it works great. It's like, this is kind of trash and it's risky for your people, but we have a lot of money.
Oh, Bubba Stu, Newsom.
Governor Newsom.
Come on now, that's your next president.
I think the problem is that it doesn't matter right left. California is being run really poorly and has been for a long time.
Run into the ground out there.
Even the people I know out there say that. So I'm not dissing on them.
No.
To my California people, except for San Francisco.
There's a lot of taxes out there. That's why I don't like it.
But anyway, I just wanted to talk about the Waymo thing because I find it interesting. I'm so sick of every day hearing about it because I feel like any day they want news, they just call up any of their affiliate news media teams and say, hey, we put one more Waymo in Atlanta, and they're like, we'll run it in 13 papers tomorrow.
Yeah.
Well, of course, because it gets clicks.
Right, but why don't you have a working product?
I don't think they got hard-ons for autonomous vehicles. I just think it's just the hot topic and it gets clicks.
Oh, absolutely. And dude, often they're not even like, if a writer, I know this from Denver writers, if they turn in a story, almost every newspaper still does this. There's an editor above that writer who often just redline or blacklines everything you wrote. You can't say bad stuff about them, but they're killing people. Yeah, but they give us money.
Yeah. The news has been like that for the last 30 years.
Right. I know. I'm just saying that
that's not anything.
We do need a better gauge than media on where autonomous is because they're lying their asses off.
Yeah. Just like Uber did, just like, all the shit that they were doing to try to get into the markets and stuff like that. Waymo's going to do the thing. If you got the money, you can do it. I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying it doesn't surprise me.
Yeah. But to what scale? Even Derek Khashoggi said at best 40% of the US fleet by 2035. That's 10 years from now. He used to say all of the cars next year for years. And now he's saying 10 years from now, 40% of the fleet, which I think he even knows won't be.
Yeah.
When you say 40% of the fleet, what do you mean?
40% of rideshare rides in the U.S. in 10 years will be done by autonomous vehicles. But again, that's a stab in the dark. He doesn't know that.
I don't even think 40 is good in the next 10 years. I don't even think that's going to be.
Yeah, that stuff can change so much. We have
one kid. You hit one kid and you just lost 5 years.
But even that, just the tide of people's thinking. Like here, there's a place here about an hour north of here on I-65. It's called Glendale. They built these 2 humongous electric battery plants, humongous. The state gave them so much tax incentives. They're like, we're going to hire 2,200 people. They started operation 4 months ago. Last week, they laid everybody off, 1,600 people. They decided, guess what? We're not going to do electric batteries. We're going to switch over. We're going to do batteries for data centers.
Yep.
because of the way the electric car market's going, and stuff like that. Attitude can change. And
that's a good point.
The whole market.
Dude, I'm right there with you on that one, because in fact, the data center thing is scaring me a bit.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest, because I feel like it's like everything else we've been doing lately. Like they're just like, well, we should put everything into this.
Yeah,
we barely tried it, dude. Are you sure? Like,
that's such a good point. I agree. Like we did electric cars, and I'm a fan, but you're right. They went, okay, we're gonna do this, and now it's data centers, and like we're even by us, like 20 minutes from me. I
was just gonna say, there's a big one I think going up near you.
Yeah, Microsoft bought all this land, and they're fighting it. Which I mean, it's not in my area, but I mean, I would fight it too. Like, I mean, I think we need it, but why? And you know, Larry and I talked this. Why aren't we putting this in the desert? Okay, I know it needs a lot of water, blah, blah, blah. Don't tell me the logistics about it. But like, why are we putting these in our backyard?
Yeah. Yeah. They had a big fight in the city council meeting. The town just south of here, it's like 15, 20 miles from here. It's called Franklin's, where my mom and sister live. And they were trying to build a data center down there. And yeah, it was a huge fight, and it's still undecided what's going to happen.
Well, of course, and the problem is we're not going to win, because the money talks. Money talks. The city's like, oh, we're getting this much in tax revenue.
Yeah,
like,
boom, passed.
Well, yeah, you're going to have a great area because of all the money you're making, but you know, everyone can't take a shower because there's no water pressure in our bill. I don't understand though. Like, do you know the logistics when people say that their electricity is going to, like, why we would be bearing the cost of electricity? Is it because of they have to upgrade all the shit around it to make?
They'll probably have to upgrade power, and then I mean, you know, there's a finite amount, and so you have to start charging more.
I was also going to just say too, they also lie in the recoup process.
Well, of course,
you know, they got to recoup the cost of that $250 mega plant they're building by you.
Yeah.
So therefore, energy is twice as much. Why? I thought this was going to help, because just don't worry about it.
Yeah, you're not supposed to ask that question.
Well, even your guy in the chat, you know, everyone has a story. They're trying to build one. Like Larry had one, I had one, this guy has one. Like it is. Why is it happening so freaking quick? Where all of a sudden this is what we're putting all our money into is these data centers.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, this is Brian just outside of Pittsburgh, and I actually know about some of those ones in Pennsylvania. I was watching some of these farmers and stuff who are they're like, I don't even get it, because it's not where they are. It's over here, but they're going to need to rip through their farm, and there's going to be like some radiation issue. And like, it's like, I can't farm. I can't farm on what I do have left.
Yeah.
So is what you're saying.
Yeah, I think what I worry about is just the resources.
Sure.
I don't mind having a building in my area, but like if it's going to use so much water and so much electricity, and that falls on us to pick up the slack. I mean, that's not fair.
But we do, but these are the kind of things you got to keep an eye on too, because you don't want, like, I hear you, I don't mind the building. You do when one turns into 10 in your state.
Yeah.
And they're kind of everywhere, and they're getting bigger, and they're knocking down the trees and the beauty of Michigan.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know, and you're like, what is this crap, dude?
At least the Microsoft one, it is in a little bit of the boonies, so there's really nothing there. But I mean,
yeah, to get their foot in the door.
But again, it's just the start of something. This is to power AI. This is why I was saying, and we're going to move into this right here, is the cost of data. This is why I brought up the idea to you last week, and I'm glad that I get to throw it by Larry too, because I'd been talking about this for a while. Nobody else wanted to talk about this. I know a couple people had heard things, and they're like, that's never going to happen. But Dash Now for All, do you guys know this? This has already been rolling out. It's going to be in every market before the end of the year. It was supposed to be February, but so you'll just be able to dash now anytime.
Right, like Uber.
Yeah. Right. And I've been saying that for a while, that obviously I'm somebody who pushes on the metrics need to be gone. I need to tell you guys that, but so I honestly believe that this is the way, though. This is the way to everybody's like, the oversaturation will triple overnight. Yeah. But it'll go down quicker too, because people won't wait out making nothing.
Yes.
You know, Jason and I were talking about it last week. And so like my idea partially that I'm going to get into here is that it kind of pushes some people back to W2 that I think, no offense to anybody, that I think belong in W2.
Agreed.
And
100%.
So, yeah, I don't know if you were able to watch, Larry, but the bottom line with it is that, so part of the reason that my idea had one issue was because Dash Now for everybody wasn't a thing before. Right. You had to be the tiers, and that was what was going to interfere. Well, with it gone, why not just have the company take a cap? So let's say that they have 3,000 active drivers in Denver. I'm using, again, arbitrary numbers, but I'm a little more dialed today. So 3,000 drivers in the Denver metro area for DoorDash.
Okay.
On any given Friday night, they have 1,400 on. The company knows they could have done that night with 700. Easy. They're just like, and it wouldn't have even caused anything more than a minute here or there, because a lot of people just sit and get nothing. Mm-hmm. So why not have, I mean, some cities have done this with taxis in the past. Why not have a limit? And it's a floating limit, you know, Monday through Thursday or Wednesday or this. Thursday's bar night, increase it a little. Right. Friday, Saturday. If there's holidays, if there's festivals, if there's conventions in town, you would have to tweak it at all times. But why not have that limit of saying we'll only have 1,000 cars on the road? Or on a given night, you know, if the state and Uber or the data is like, well, 700 is about what we know we need. Okay, then we'll allow you 1,000. We'll allow you to be over a bit.
Yeah.
But now by doing that, you now just took out 2/3 of the people that you would be sending bad data to. And bad data is an order that gets passed up 15 times, a $2 no tip order.
Yeah.
That's going 7 miles that 15 people say no to. Sure. Data cost is going to be triple next year. So I have even talked, everybody always says drop in the bucket, referring to these companies. It's a drop in the bucket to them. The millions of dollars they just paid to Chicago, or to the 26 million to the city of Seattle. Guys, these add up. These are not drop in the buckets anymore. These companies can't survive if lawsuits like these pop off all the time. Mm-hmm. And so if you have this limiter and it's real time. So if you're multi-apping, and you're on DoorDash and you're like, oh, I haven't got one in a minute. Oh, there's an Uber Eats. I'm going to take that. You've now left the pool of DoorDash. So there becomes an open spot. Somebody opens the app that minute, they can get on. So now you might finish the Uber Eats. You might not be able to get right back on. Maybe you can in 10 minutes. Maybe you can't for a half hour. Maybe you can't the rest of the night. Maybe you just stay on DoorDash. Mm-hmm. But regardless, you have a smaller base of drivers providing a better service, because when people make more money, and they will, they're going to do a lot better of a job. People, when they're mad, are and it's not okay, but they're bear spraying mace onto bags. So, I mean, it's not okay. But I mean, but the bottom line is like, you know, if they reduce the data cost by 30 or by 60%, they can afford to make $5-6 base pay orders.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you think, but that you would think that it would trickle down, but it's not gonna. They're just gonna put it in their checkbook because people are already taking the.
There would be room for $5 base pay orders, and they still make more money.
I know there would be, but they're not.
No, I mean, they still would make more. They got to do something for the drivers here. I mean, I know that we always say that, and then we're like, but they won't. They really, I know enough lawmakers I'm speaking with. I know these lawsuits, like the 21 states suing Uber One right now. That's no joke. Like those used to be the states that wouldn't sue Uber because they're in bed with them and they provide free trips to voting and people's doctor's visits and this, that, and the other. So they used to be like, oh, you do us those favors. And now it's like, yeah, we're being paid a lot more to go against you now.
Yeah.
So they kind of have to. And that's why this legislation's all over the place. Like I've seen bad, good, ones I'm indifferent about, but they're coming down to the point of, it's all about money in politics, whether you're a scumbag politician or trying to be a good one. It doesn't matter.
But why do you want the government involved in all this?
Well, they're already in. It doesn't matter. They're involved. There's RICO cases. There's FTC lawsuits.
When people are, I understand it when they're breaking the law, they have to be involved. But like, I don't.
Well, so the people I talk to, that's the main thing. Either change the status of your drivers, or allow them everything they're allowed by our state's labor code as an independent contractor.
Larry, what do you think of this idea? Because like Steve and I talked about it when you were MIA. Well, no, you weren't missing in action because I knew where you were. But what do you think about the limiter thing? I mean, just with Steve's numbers.
Yeah, it's one of those things I've really got to wrap my mind around, just because for so long as gig workers, we're like, no, we don't want limits. There's no reason for you to be putting limits on us. Why would they want it? You want they should want as many people as available to get it as fast as they can.
But like for
I-
my city, which is huge,
Mhm.
I definitely don't need to see a dasher who's been out for 3 hours and hasn't seen one order. Putting
Sure.
so many on the road, there's not the volume of orders anymore. So
Well,
some of them sit there forever and see not even ones they pass. They just don't see any.
Well, the volume is because there's too many drivers.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. It's a very interesting concept. And you said this just got released here recently across the country as far as being able to get online.
Yeah, I mean, every day I'm hearing more cities, and
we actually were talking about that a few months ago, because we started seeing a little bit of that. Like I used to never be able to get on unless it was prime time, lunch hour or dinner hour, and then on some weekends I noticed I'd turn it on and I was able to get right on. But yeah, it's a very interesting concept as far as
here's the other part. Here's the other part, Larry, that I need to add. It's the last part. So the kicker here is that some of the legislators I'm talking to, because of what they are starting to, and I hate this term because if they start using it wrong, it's going to be a problem for everybody, which is misclassified employee. That's how some of the lawmakers refer to us now.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, obviously we can see why.
Yeah, we're not 1099. I mean, we truly.
I mean, it never was created as a hybrid. They just literally stamped independent contractor on it and was like, "Yeah, you're one of those." No, if you go through any state's law about it, no, we're not.
No, they just didn't have anything better. Didn't have another term to
right, but you can't just wing it. You can't just sit in limbo and be like, "Well, we're just here." So it's about meeting in the middle. But here's my point. I honestly don't think that they're cleaning up the illegals issue. And I mean that as in anybody who's people deactivated who buy another Facebook account illegally for DoorDash, any of those, they're getting better about it. And they're still onboarding like crazy. My thing, and I was telling Jason, every app today, right now, start a wait list. Because there's no need for a DoorDasher in Denver right now. There is zero need. If you do get put on, you will be fighting I shouldn't have used Denver because we already had the transparency, but most states, you would be put on, you'd be scheduling some shifts, you're watching YouTube, seeing how to make money. Maybe you're not, but if you're doing it full time and you're hearing these people making money and all this, that, and the other, and you're like, I guess I'm just paying my dues. I can get this shift on this day. And if you can just dash now and get on, you're going to most likely, many people coming from W2 aren't going to be on for the month that they've been on. They're going to be on 2-3 days before they're like, dude, this is a joke.
Yeah.
Some of us can make it work. I'm not calling it that for everybody, but if you're new to this, it would feel like a joke, I would think.
Well, it only works if you're willing to hustle like Gabe does, and have many apps and just be an expert in all those apps. You can't, it wouldn't be, it'd go back to the way, or it wouldn't be like, how we see people like, oh my God, I just got deactivated from Uber. That's all I do. That's my life. You wouldn't see that anymore because you couldn't do that. Otherwise you wouldn't make any money.
And you have to work smart. You have to learn your market and learn what works and what doesn't. And people go on and they want somebody else to tell them, okay, what I do, how am I successful at this? I don't know. You're in a completely different market. Your situation's completely different from what it is here in Bowling Green. What I do is not what's going to necessarily work for you. What works for you is not going to work for me. And so many people, want that. They want to be able to log in. Okay, this is something new. I want to try this gig work thing. What do I need to do? How can I be successful? How can I go make $1,000 this next month? Guess what? You're probably not going to your first week doing gig work. You're just probably not.
And if by chance you do, you got played by the app anyway. And I hate to say that, but
that's very true too, because they will front load you with good stuff for sure. There is no doubt about that.
So, but my thing is if you wait list, and I was saying this to Jason at first, I don't think he liked the idea, but I think you came around a little in terms of the fact that by doing the wait list, let's say, because, I was telling Jason that the jobs in America have gone down. We've, over the last few years, we've lost 20 million working adults. We're at about 150 million plus. the 9 million gig app workers have translated into 28.5 million, whether part-time or full-time, doesn't matter. And then 76 million, including the gig workers, are independent contractors. So now almost half of the working adults are self-employed. So we had all those problems in the past years. They're cleaning it up. You have 3 times the amount of drivers you need in any given city. Probably. I mean, if you're going to put one city that it's not, I don't know, but I would guess that pretty easily. If they start waitlisting people, I'm not saying you need to do it forever. You do it till you have a need to bring on some more people. But you're going to do these people a favor. They're actually going to think better of you. And the white collar people aren't going to wait until that list opens up for that job. They're going to go get another job.
I mean, conceptually, I don't have any really big problem with waitlisting. I mean, some of the apps that we've used, we've waitlisted for things before, whether it's a food delivery or something like that. I know a lot of Walmart, Spark, people have been on wait lists, or Shipped seems to be one that people get waitlisted a lot. So yeah, I don't think it's that big of a deal, especially if it's going to make, if it's really going to make things better for the gig workers. That's what it boils down to for me. What's going to make it better for us?
Absolutely.
Well, I think, and that's part of the argument that I have, is that so lawmakers, depending on the state and city, especially, like if it's super blue, you're going to have a lot of green politicians, green friendly. Those politicians are aware that there's 3 to 10 times as many delivery vehicles on the road at any given time. So again, you win that battle too. You win that crowd of your constituents, because you can say, we just knocked down the number of DoorDash drivers allowed to be perched through your neighborhood.
Yeah, because I remember
your house
when Uber was first out, they were talking about how much it was going to clear the congestion on the roads, because everybody was going to be sharing rides, and that's such bull.
Oh my God, it's so much
bullshit.
worse.
Yeah, you got 10 times as many cars. You look out there, and 9 of every 10 is an Uber or Lyft driver. Downtown.
Well, I mean, that's my point though, is that by doing that, I mean, like in the cities that used to, I know the taxi industry isn't the best example because it's gone pretty much. But I mean, they did where the cities where they did that, they did it right. Like, they did it in Fort Lauderdale, which is a big city. And they had a cap on how many cabs could be on the road on any given night. Yeah. And it worked. It solved a lot of the problems they were having in the late 80s when they did it.
Do you think it's hard for them that would be hard for them to pull that back? Because in anything you make new is fine, but once you have to pull something back, oh, by the way, remember when you used to do that? We're not doing. Don't you think that's going to be so hard?
Well, what do you think they're going to do about Dash Now for All? If it doesn't work, they tried it in 5 test cities. Now it's in 50, and it's going to be everywhere in a week.
Well, I don't know how it's not going to work. I'm surprised they hadn't done it sooner. I mean, because
there's one aspect I don't dash enough, first of all, and I'm glad about that, because if I need the money, DoorDash becomes into my arsenal. But I tell people this all the time: 5% of my income a year is DoorDash, and I'm not one of the people on here who's making a lot through DoorDash.
So much less for me.
I mean, but if I get out there, I'll go do it for a bit or whatever. But I don't know. There's just so many drivers out there now who cannot earn. I mean, they're not lying to me when they tell me either. They're not being the old school lazy drivers who just don't want to go out. I know drivers who can't earn, literally. They're not doing it wrong. They're not in the wrong fishing holes. They're just in the wrong city. I know about it.
Yeah. I mean,
I hint other apps to them. I'm like, dude, I live here too. Try these B2Bs or try this. I make half of my money every day or sometimes on one catering. So get on other stuff, dude. Cause you can't do DoorDash and make a living here.
Yeah. And I mean, and it's the same thing that the taxi industry went through. Times are changing. I don't drive nearly as much as I used to because it's not worth it. Well, it's not what it used to be. I can't make the money I used to make, and I'm not going to wear my car out and spend that time away from my family if it's not worth it to me. And so, things are always going to have to be adjusted. And, if we try, I'm perfectly fine with them trying a cap, seeing if that does make things better with us. If it doesn't, change
because
it
the
back.
other thing is it would make a lot of politicians happy who would back off. So if you're wondering where is the incentive to them, first of all, they can make more money. The company can make more money and skim a little to the drivers. Okay, let's say that they need to make twice as much as they're going to give the drivers more than they're making now. It's probably still doable. So they can still practice scumbaggery, but they can dish a little to the drivers, make it a little better. It makes people fight for it. I think the part-timers who only do a Friday night occasionally are going to get on there and go, I can't get on. They're just going to stop, which is probably good. Because I hear you, Larry. Me, you, and Jason have all been doing this about the same amount of time. And these days, I don't have sometimes the same motivation. And it's not out of laziness to get out there. Like if I have a catering set up on Expedite the next day, that'll be when I get out and get working. Right. I'll go do that catering and then I'll turn on the apps. I'll see how it's going. Hopefully I get going quick. If not, I might go home for a bit.
Yeah. Yeah. I used to go out. I mean, consistently, I would be out, usually at least four nights a week, if not 5 nights a week. And then it's tapered down to a lot of times it's 2 nights a week. And I mean, I'm not sure if I've been out since Thanksgiving, but that's for a different reason.
Right. But it's like pricing all of our stuff, like our cars, Jason's car, my car, your car, like,
yeah, you got to take all that in.
Like, dude, I don't want to take my car out. Traffic's up. I know I'm not going to make anything. And I'm not being just negative. And, this is just the reality I face. I know the times when I shouldn't go out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I have gotten very good about that. It's not like I don't go out on those times and then somebody like Tony or the Drum Dad or somebody calls me and goes, dude, you should have been working. We killed it. Like it doesn't happen like that. Like if I'm not working, it's because it's not workable.
And again, like I said, it's not because we're lazy. And I like rideshare. I thoroughly love doing rideshare. I love interacting with the people and talking with them and getting to know them and all that. So I have a lot of fun when I'm out working. And for me not to go out, like it has to be, it's really bad. It's not just because of the money. It's just not worth everything anymore that you have to put into it sometimes.
Larry, did you hear yesterday I was out doing some rideshare?
No.
Yeah, I did.
Man, I thought I felt a disturbance in the force.
I did 3. Did I do 3 rides? I think I may have done 3 rides.
Would you get a bonus offer or something?
What's up?
Did you get a bonus offer or a quest?
It was slow. It was slow on Spark and Uber Eats. And I said to myself, I'm not going to take anything without a surge or because now they give you the pricing on there. That's less than 30 an hour.
Okay.
And I did 3 rides.
3 Uber rides.
Yeah.
Well, look at that. Picking up my slack.
I know. Like you're gone since Thanksgiving and I'm doing fucking Uber rides.
Oh man. Who'd have thunk it?
He's 3 Uber rides in front of you, Larry.
No kidding. I like that, Steve. Yeah.
I'm gonna have to go out tomorrow now. By golly, on Christmas Eve, I'm gonna have to go out and do 4 Uber rides. Just so because I can't let this stand, man. Damn.
Oh, and then Bubba Sue, Jason got had. Okay, here's a vulnerable moment. Right. I forgot about the upfront pricing. I mean, I didn't forget about it, but this gal that didn't speak English she spoke English, but it was her second language.
Sure.
She needed to go to the post office. And I was like, well, you need to add it in the app. Well, I don't know how to do that. I was like, oh, it's fine. I'll just take you down there. It was like 1.5 miles, but she was down there for 15 minutes. Well, I got back. I didn't get paid any extra.
Oh no, that's not good.
I know. I'm like, what a noob. I'm such a noob. I should have said, well, if you can't, I should have said, I'll take your phone if you're okay. Or I should have said, you got to end this ride and let's request another one and then I can take you.
Yeah, because I got to get paid.
Yeah. And so thankfully she tipped me $5, but I'm like, yeah, I really took it up to Keister there. I totally forgot because back in the day, you used to be able to just leave it on and drive around. And
you would get paid. Yeah, it didn't matter.
And I got a warning from Uber. Does not do that or I'll get deactivated. I'm like, Jesus Christ, I was trying to do the right thing.
That's what you get, man.
I know.
That's what you get for trying to do the right thing. No good deed.
What does an Uber warning these days mean though? Anyway,
I mean,
I hear about people being deactivated on DoorDash all the time. These days, I haven't heard of Uber deactivation in a while. And I know Van out here. Van's like
it's just
Van eats your food on live,
a
and
nasty text message or a nasty email. Have
Yeah.
you've been speeding or
But as a perfect
I mean, can
driver,
you
as
respond
I
with
am,
"so what"? Stop bothering me.
yes,
Well,
the
what I'm
middle
I like
finger
to drive
emoji.
fast.
as a
If you're not
perfect
first,
driver
you're
that
last.
I am, I don't get warnings like that. So I was deeply saddened and hurt that I got that.
Yeah,
And that's not what I
he's used to the
replied.
in-person warnings from the people.
Right, for sure. Oh my
Um,
God.
So I don't know if you guys heard this. I've been talking about it, and I want to put it to sleep because I'm hoping that it gets on your channel seen a little bit too, because where is it? On the December 12th, I have Dave Cleary, who is the owner of Big Red F Restaurant Group. I don't know if you guys have heard me talk about this or not, but this is really important. So this is in Boulder. Big Red F owns 5 of the nicest places in Boulder.
Okay.
Boulder has 107,000 population of permanent residents, plus the University of Colorado when they're in session. That's additional. The Boulder County is very small for a county, and everybody from the county goes to Boulder for anything. That's 327,000 people. So we're not talking a small college town. This is a big city.
Yeah.
Big Red F, and they're the type of city that has a city council that, like, they decided Walmart can't be there, so there's no Walmart.
Oh,
They're like a Banana Republic type. People are always like, "Oh, the Banana Republic of Boulder," like, telling people what they can and can't do. But Dave, I worked for Dave. Dave and his partner Beaver. Beaver passed away in 2002. I was a bartender from 1998 to 2001 in Boulder at the West End Tavern, which is the one that Beaver managed. And then Dave Cleary managed the other 4 because he's a chef too. But I know Dave from Christmas parties in Beaver, and again, passing away, but I know their businesses. They told on December 8th, that was the day it had to happen. This isn't a future event. It's happened. Grubhub, Uber Eats, and DoorDash had to remove all of their restaurants from the platforms, and no scams, no BS. They can't be showing up there at all to deliver. As soon as he did that, now I know Dave, we had been talking about this for a while. I was talking to him before Paraworks stopped about 2 years ago about the same thing. He's like, "I hate these apps." So since then, that week, because it was a Tuesday, by Friday, he had the next 3 largest restaurants in Boulder on board with him to the idea, or to what they did. I'm going to tell you here. And now they've acquired like another 3 or 4, but he's got a whole map of others that are going to be coming on. Basically all the good restaurants, other than like a McDonald's, and even in Boulder, there's only one, because Boulder County,
there's one McDonald's.
There's one McDonald's.
Are you kidding?
In Boulder
City? Wendy's used to have one. It got denied the day it got denied. A Taco Bell opened because they had been waiting to have a Taco Bell there. So they have a par on fast food.
What the fuck? What is
this? Bowling Green? I mean, we're 80,000, and we've probably got like 12 McDonald's.
I'm telling
wild.
you. I mean,
crazy.
It's just how Boulder works.
That's how they rule with iron fists over there, huh?
They don't like anything. If Jason wanted to come, or you wanted to come and open up a restaurant, they would back you, help you, get you loans, everything.
Right. Because we're independent.
Yes, but if you're corporate, they will burn you down and not let you in the city. Jesus. And if you do make it, like you did, like it. I remember it took Home Depot. This is 20 years ago. But it took them like 2 to 3 years to get into Boulder. Home Depot.
Oh,
that's wild.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So here's what happened though. On the day that it was removed from the app, Dave said to DoorDash only. So Uber Eats, Grubhub, you have to get rid of all our shit. Bye. DoorDash, you do too. But here's what we're going to do for you. You get to deliver all our food for free. We're going to pay the drivers from Big Red F. People are going to go to the website, and this will work in Boulder. Again, you need to know Boulder, but you go to the website. If you want to order from Centro, one of their restaurants, or, whichever one you want to order from, you want to order food, you want to get tacos from Centro, you go to Centro's website, you put in your order, you're going to get sticker shock because you're going to get the menu prices. This is for delivery. And it's $4.95 to the driver for a delivery that's $10 or $1,000 plus tip. And here's the reason: you will get tipped huge, because they're giving you the in prices. There's no service fee. It's just a delivery fee that even says paid to driver fully. So it says, here's your total, which is what you'd pay if you went in to pick it up or if you went in to dine. It's going to say that plus a $4.95 delivery fee, maybe taxes. I'm not sure how that'll work, but that would be the only other line. So everything's going to make total sense to you, then a tip. Big Red F is going to cut those checks directly to the people who are coming into their restaurants, but they've allowed DoorDash to put delivered by DoorDash. However, DoorDash does not get 1 cent and doesn't process the transactions. So to the people who are going, well, they're going to find a way. They don't have the access to the money on these.
You're going to have to explain that to me again like I'm a 5th grader.
I think Larry picked it up. I want to see if he got it.
No, I kind of get it.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, it's to me, it's almost like we're going back to anybody that delivered before all these companies came out. That's how it was basically done. But everybody's jumped on the bandwagon with these apps and like, well, they're on. Everybody else is on DoorDash and Grubhub and stuff, so we've got to get on this. But yeah,
but the DoorDash delivery drivers will still be getting the food through the DoorDash app, even though the menu can't be listed.
Exactly.
So the DoorDash driver, unless they're looking at their payments specifically and see, here's what I was paid by DoorDash last week, here's the Big Red F payment, and then they'll still make sense of it. But unless they're looking that closely, in the end of the week, they'll just see more money. Because they're going to make more on the Big Red F offers that now will include non-Big Red F restaurants.
Here's the problem. If the customer can't do it on the app, they're not going to do it.
Except in Boulder, they will. I'm telling you, dude.
If they're rich fucks, they're not going to want to do an extra step. They're going to want to have it as easy as possible. They're not going to want to get on their desktop.
Well, somehow it's done. Like I said, it's being tossed to the DoorDash app. So the app will provide the tracking and
but
appearance, but
they're not ordering through the app, right?
That's the problem.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm not saying it would work in every city. I can tell you the next slated city, and that's why I'm glad you guys are here, because the next slated city is Dave's best friend. So I don't want to get into his history with women or men, but his ex moved, and they are doing the same thing he is doing, running a restaurant group in a college town. And they're going to actually, in 3 weeks, be starting it there. That college town happens to be Ann Arbor, Michigan.
Interesting.
So what's happening is there's a trend here of you guys, because here was the kicker on why he had to do it. This was no longer a decision. He said that, let me see if I have the, like screenshots of his actual quotes, because what he had said is that there's no way anymore to make these apps work from his perspective, because he said that he didn't use Uber Eats, but he said on Grubhub and DoorDash this year, he had gone all in on 3 of his locations. At those locations, the average percentage more or what he's losing on every food order is 28% to the platforms. The customers are paying 130 to 170 plus what they would pay to go in there. And the drivers are getting $2 no tips.
Interesting.
The whole thing's broke.
Yeah. Nobody's winning except for the app.
Yeah.
But my point is, I think some people I understand everything's a hard thing, but if you're talking about like, hey, you should come over here because we can save you $2. Okay. No, I'm good. Even though the service sucks on this app, I'll just keep it. You can pay half for that food. What? Well, that's what we charge in the restaurant. You've just been ripped off for years. So
yeah. Well, Bobby agrees with me, so fuck you.
Game over, I guess.
No, I definitely like the idea. I definitely like the idea, but again, it's so hard to pull people back. I mean, we always talk about new gigs, or not new gigs, like new rideshare apps, new food apps. It's really hard to pull people away from DoorDash and stuff like that. And I know that's not what
the inertia. It's just like the story we did that what was the percentage of people who don't check Lyft and Uber? They just they get tied to one of them.
Yeah, it was like
they
80%.
Don't check the price. Yeah, like 80% of them. They talk about how many millions of dollars these people have overspent just because they won't even check the 2 rideshare apps. So that inertia, they get so tied to it.
But people in Boulder, like a high percentage of the food being ordered comes from Big Red F. If I'm going to Boulder, that's what I want, one of their restaurants. Okay. So maybe it's in the app. Maybe it says Centro or West End, or it says one of them, and you touch it and it takes you to the website and it says this will be delivered by DoorDash.
I'd love to revisit this in 6 months and see how it's going.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. I mean, that's my point. Yeah. Legislation's going crazy. Jason's like, why do I want legislation? We're way past that. It's how are we going to deal with the legislation, and who can we still talk to about making correct decisions? Because there's still lawmakers not decided on things.
It's become a shit show.
Yeah. I mean, and they understand that. Really they just know you can't lose 20 million workers in the United States, go from 170 million in 2021 to 150 million in 2020 to 150 million in 2023. So you lost 20 million workers out of that's about half of the people in the US, maybe a little less. So half are working. 76% are independent contractors. That's now about half. 9 million that were gig app workers when it was 170 are now 28.5 million. You got to remember that these numbers aren't just arbitrary. This is very important because every state is getting pummeled because of 28.5 million people being on these apps. They need people to be in W-2 jobs.
Yeah.
I mean, they're not getting their revenues. They're not getting, I mean, I don't mean anything against anybody, but gig app workers are not notorious for being awesome at taxes. Just saying, I've known people who play with the miles till they're cool with the number. Like,
fuck.
I have no idea what you're talking about, Steve. No idea.
Tips and tricks.
No, not doing it.
Do not want the Gestapo coming after me.
No, but I mean, all this happening. I mean, Jeff, if you guys don't know Mike Drop Barbecue, he's on YouTube. He's great. He's been telling people how to approach it, how to do it, and how to sell yourself. And he's very motivational. And he's telling people, man, get your own private rides. He just does rideshare, and he's like, I'm going to show you how to get private rides, because steal all of them. Yeah. All Uber and Lyft are for stealing clients. Yep. You're a contractor. Get your butt out there and work. You know? And so, like, we got that going on, and it's not just him. There's other people now saying, get private rides. It's become known. People are getting Apple Pays set up and doing it. Josh is in the chat. He banks on he does private rides and catering. He makes his whole day out of those. He hopes he never has to turn Uber on.
Jeez, that's great. Well, it's great if you have insurance.
I mean, my point is the apps are the numbers are too high of the amount of people working. The numbers of people working in every state is too low. And it's not just because a job was killed off, but there's a lot of like convenience store and that type of stuff that is not being refilled.
Sure. Yeah. And because the apps, there's such a low barrier to entry, that, you know, and people hear about it, they read about it all the time. And a lot of it's our fault as gig workers, because how many times do people go, you know, every day you see them online bragging about how much money they made, how easy it is, and this, that, and the other. So you get people who get laid off like, well, I guess I'll do gig work because apparently I can go out here and drive a car and make all the money I need to make. You know, that's, you know, we've kind of made it sound like that, or some people have for a long time now. So people just naturally fall into it, but it's not for everybody. It's definitely not for everybody. There's people who don't have the discipline, you know, don't have the wherewithal, and people think, oh, it's just, what are you doing? You're picking up somebody, you're dropping off. But there is more to it than that. There is. You have to learn it. You have to work it as a business. You have to learn what nights are best, the locations that are best. You have to learn how to deal with people and read their mood and their attitude. Do they want to talk? Do they not want to talk? there's a lot of psychology that goes into it. You got to be a counselor a lot of times. You're a therapist. You're a lot of things doing this kind of job. So it's definitely not for everybody. There are people who do not need to be their own boss.
No, and even in the W-2 realm, like bartender that I've done, that is not for everybody.
That is definitely not for everybody.
And also, I've said this before, but whenever I get the chance, I say it, guys, don't never, ever, ever go to bartending school. And if you did, don't admit it when you go in to get hired. Because people just throw it away. Yeah. I know this from working in the bars. They're like, this guy went to school. Like,
I already
sucker.
But Bobby's comment, Bobby's in Louisiana. He's saying what's crazy. So I think he showed up just a little late, is that W-2 will put hiring freezes out. But like we were talking about, the app's just onboard forever. That's part of the problem. So you need to stop. You need to plug the onboarding. Wait lists aren't an end. Wait lists are for the multi-apper. It's great. Okay, I'll wait till I'm on it. Like you said, we've all been on them, and we waited through them and we got on them. Yeah. Great. But to the person who just quit a W-2 of 25 years, has never been his own boss.
Yeah, they don't have time to wait.
And I don't mean this mean, but he doesn't belong here. He's not going to make money, and he's going to hate it.
But
why not just help him get back into the W-2?
But what do you say to the people that they have a W-2 like us, like Larry and I and you? We have other work that pays us regularly. What do you say to the people that just want to make extra money? You know what I mean? Is it fair to them that they can't get on the app all the time because it's full of people that are trying to work full time?
So you know me, dude. I am all about removal of all metrics. We have to be able to have all the same rights, all that kind of stuff. But do we all have the same rights? If they did a study in every city, does anybody out on the road have the true ability to earn, or does the oversaturation wreck that? And if they killed that down some, you might have an ability to earn again. Yeah. And the fighters would fight. The people who want to work would come out and work.
True.
The people who are lazy and maybe go out for an hour and go, it's slow, I'm done. Or they have a W-2 and they're tired from the week. They don't feel like working it, and they schedule. Those people would just start getting out. Like, forget it. It's become so complicated. But here's the biggest thing about all of that as we wind it down. I just want to say this. The takeaway should be that so if it makes DoorDash more money, if it makes the drivers more money, even if it's a little more, but it's less drivers out there. So more offers and even a little better offers, or whatever it is, but it's making the company more. They're meeting city requirements better. They get at least half of the burden that they're going to be sued in next year, because 2026 is going to be a lawsuit year all the way to November, the elections, because that's the midterms. All the way to the midterms, there's going to be lawsuits dropped every month, and big ones. And so do these companies want that, or do they want to finally do something? Wouldn't hurt them. And they actually would get driver respect. They would get customer respect, and they would get partner business respect back some.
Boy, you're a fucking dreamer, Steve.
Am I, or am I insanely smart, dude?
No, well, I mean, I'm not going to say insanely. I'll say
maybe the insane part, right?
Right. Bubba Sue. Win.
Yeah. I mean, I don't hate it. I mean, as much as I like to argue, I don't hate it.
I mean, so here's the bottom line. Can this continue like this every year?
We've got it. Something's got to change. We keep going down this road, it's going to implode. I mean,
we've said it for a long time. It's declining. You paid less. Move over to this app. Hey, this app's in a honeymoon period. Yeah. But the bottom line is, it's coming down if they don't do something.
Yeah.
And that was made apparent by the Dash Now for everybody, by the way. Like after all the years of like Top Dash not being enough, let's have 3 tiers. You're Emerald, you're Diamond, you're Elite, you're Saran Wrap. Well, you're Reynolds Wrap. Like, I don't care, dude. And I even said I said this months ago when I was first talking about this, I said, when they do move to Dash for Now for everybody, it's going to be a burn. And I don't mean it mean. It's going to be a hard pill to swallow for the people who keep those highest rates.
Oh yeah. For sure.
Not by glitching or anything, but the people who actually keep those highest rates and like think that they matter and work for them.
Yeah.
You know, like they're going to be like, dude, what are you doing? Are you kidding me? I'm an emerald person.
Yeah.
And it's going to be like, dude, I'm closest to pin. Beat it.
Sorry about your luck.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
So you guys, I gotta let you plug it. Here's how I'm going to do it today. I figured something out. So Larry, plug the Telegram group.
Yeah, so our Telegram group, that's how we communicate. It's Telegram's just an app where you can text back and forth, but not only can you text, you can do voice and video messages, which we do a lot of voice messages. It's a lot easier when you're out in your car trying to drive, but join our Telegram group. We have gig workers all over the country. Get in there and make some friends and not be so lonely when you're out working.
Yeah, it's like Discord, but before Discord. I don't know what the advantages are of either. I'm not a big Discord guy either, so I'm just.
Dude, I love Discord, but I had my friend set it up. Well, Pete, you remember Pete? He was a host on the show. He set it up for me. I swear to God, I'm only 49, but it seems so complicated.
Telegram's very easy.
I'm like, fuck.
Yeah.
That's where I was going to give that plug. Is that for those of you who are like, why do I have a server?
Yeah. Telegram. Telegram's where we
go to Telegram.
Telegram's where we
so
pick on
easy.
Bubba Sue. So
Bubba Sue used to be so quiet in there. Now she runs her fucking mouth the whole time. Calling me names, telling me I'm mean. It's so bad.
Hey, sometimes the truth is a cruel mistress.
Yeah.
Sue's quiet till she knows you. That means she likes you.
Yeah, I know.
She loves Jason.
Yeah. No.
We have a lot of fun. We pick on each other. We bitch and moan about life and about gig work, but it's nice talking to people who know the struggles you're going through. They know they can relate to what you're talking about. So yeah.
So I had a question. So here's my question about Telegram for you guys anyway.
Yeah.
Is it every night, or is it just kind of see if anybody's on, or is there like, or is it like every Friday and Saturday there's people on so you know it? And
there's chatter in there every day.
Okay.
It can be busier. It used to be really busy on Thursday, Friday, Saturday was super. Like if you were not working that night and you went to bed and muted it, you would wake up and there'd be 300-400 messages that you missed. And it's not
pre-COVID, it was a lot more chatter because we all drove late nights, but now
we were all pretty much all doing rideshare. That was before any of us were doing food delivery.
But now it's mostly just daytime, probably from 8 to 5 is actually the most chatter, and it's a little bit more quiet at night. So
gotcha.
Yeah.
So and then Jason's gonna give us because you guys, I told Jason after the podcast ended, so I did it backstage, but I was telling him I gave him this huge plug.
Yeah, you never sent that to me. You were gonna clip that.
I know Bubba Sue heard it too. Like I found myself, at one point I was like, I need to stop plugging this. Like I've been doing it for like 5 minutes and I was like talking about all kinds of stuff. I don't know.
I don't know how you can do it for 5 minutes because I can't talk about our shit for 5 minutes.
No, dude.
No. Yeah. If you want to listen to another podcast, which, we all love podcasts, go to gigeconomyshow.com or just search the Gig Economy podcast on your podcast player. We're definitely way different than Steve. We complement each other. Steve is so goddamn smart. As much as I hate saying that, because
I thought he was gonna say mean.
Well, that's it. He's probably getting a chubby right now.
I did too, actually.
But he is so smart, and I don't know how to say that. It's just a different show. We are a new show where we talk about clips that we found over the internet. We don't
infotainment.
Infotainment. We don't spend a ton of time on each subject because we want to get through everything, but I think there's a place for both of us in the podcast space. Somebody that dives into deeper topics more often. Someone that just like, oh my God, I didn't know that about that. Like I need to go check that out. So,
I think we contradict each other great. In fact, part of what I was plugging was that I wouldn't have a pod. I don't know. It was more like I don't know where I'd be without you.
Aww.
I don't know where I'd be without you, Jason. Like,
oh my God.
No, but I mean, like you kick-started me at a time when I needed it, right? At the start of the pandemic too. And I was like, I hate everything.
Yeah. If you get to be friends with Jason, you're going to have a podcast. I'm just saying, I mean, you will. I started out as a listener to his show. And the next thing you know, he's got me with my own podcast. And now I'm co-host of his podcast. So, he will have you involved in a podcast in some form or fashion. So just so you know, but you're next.
What I really like about Steve is I think he needed he needed this platform to speak and like not. I mean, I'm so impressed with you, Steve. Like when you can do just solo shit and just rant. Like I cannot do that
and just rant.
No, but just not even rant, but just like you're able to flow shit. I mean, yeah, of course we all get off the rails a little bit, but no, it's really good. I'm jealous of your talent to be able to do that because I need Larry because I'll be fucked, obviously. Although I wish you kind of wouldn't have shown up. Like, I mean, I'm glad you did, but like if you didn't answer the call, I'm like, well, here we go. Because Megan, my wife, she was like, are you doing it solo? I'm like, fuck yeah, it's time to like sink or swim. Let's fucking go.
Okay, well, I mean, I can call in sick again.
No. I don't think so. Not doing it.
Plus, honestly, here's my guess. I don't know for sure. And I'll also say I never realized who Faith was until that episode.
Oh.
Like I didn't know it was Faith from Vegas. When I was in Vegas doing some production work, I did a 13 like in a hotel square.
Okay.
And she's like, I know that place. That's Vegas. I live here. And this is years ago. This is years ago. This is like 3 years ago.
Okay.
And so her and I got to chatting, and then I haven't seen her in like forever.
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah,
I saw
she came
her
to our show.
right. No, and I saw her there, and I was like, wait, that's Faith from Vegas. I've heard you talking about him. I didn't ever put it together.
Well, if you ever go to Vegas, hit her up because she'll take you out of town and treat you like a king. So
yeah.
Well, yeah, that was my thing, is that even though your wife asked you, had I not shown up, I know she showed up, but she had she had some glitching issues or streaming issues. My guess is she would have tried harder and came back. So you weren't going to be alone anyway.
I know. Well, originally I offered that to anybody to come on with Larry and I'm like, it's the last show of the year. Let's just fucking come on. We'll shoot the shit. We'll have some fun. If we get through the news, great. If we don't, who cares? Yeah. So I do definitely appreciate her stepping in or trying to step in, but I'm glad you were there too. So.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, no, it was fun. And I appreciate you guys coming on here so much. Guys, the YouTube channel link is in the description. I know a lot of you don't leave YouTube, but like he said, you can find Gig Economy Podcast on all the audio podcasts as well. And at the gigeconomyshow.com, right?
Yeah, we bought that domain too because our other one had a hyphen in it and it was
I remember. You have a few. You have a few.
Yeah, so we just bought that
gigeconomyshow.com. Okay.
Yep.
That's it.
But you guys, thank you so much. I always love having you guys by, and right before the holidays too. And
I always
both have an awesome Christmas. And
for sure. I hope you enjoy your son being back home and
definitely hope you feel better.
Yeah, or him. Yeah. He needs to. Yeah, he has the flu or whatever that death flu is going around right now.
Oh my God,
so
bad.
Yeah,
sucks.
Anyway, guys, Merry holidays, and I guess I'll see you all after Christmas because I don't think I'm doing anything before that because we're there. Tomorrow's Christmas Eve, right?
Yeah,
that's it, man. It is here.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, happy holidays, and thanks to these guys. Check them out. They're every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific.
Yep.
And we'll see you back here after Christmas, between New Year's.
All right. Happy holidays.
Peace, y'all.